Hola, soy Patti. Estamos aquí para presentarles el proyecto GTN, que está relacionado a poner a disposición materiales de educación en bioinformática dentro del Galaxy Training Network. Estoy aquí con Wendi, que es parte del equipo original de este proyecto, junto con Alex, con Bea y con Saskia.
Hello, I'm Wendi. I created a suite of tutorials for single cell analysis, which is a big, exciting field within bioinformatics. And I was very keen to meet up with Patty and find all of these like-minded individuals looking at how we can collaborate better across the world using Galaxy.
Somos o tenemos el cuarto idioma más hablado en todo el mundo. El idioma español es usado por más de 585 millones de personas y es nuestra lengua nativa para 489 millones de nosotros. Una de las problemáticas que queremos enfrentar o contribuir, a las que queremos contribuir en su solución, es en la disposición de materiales educativos en bioinformática.
The learning curve within bioinformatics is so steep. We know people give up. We know that you can have all the English resources in the world and native English speakers will give up because it can be so difficult. Adding a language barrier on top of that just makes the problem 10 times worse.
For those who don't dominate English, go to resources in their own language, or also use newer tools as
it struggles with technical language. Any of the automated translation tools struggle with that niche, like in law or in medicine or in bioinformatics. It struggles with those languages. And quite frankly, bioinformatics is its own language anyway, so it's already hard to understand, let alone when you're trying to translate words that don't necessarily even exist. Yeah, it is actually, when you sort of think about this, we're focusing on bioinformatics, but 20% of the population speak English as a second language, yet everything in science is in English. And then you end up with this sort of stratification across language ability. And yeah, it's not fair.
So that's how we ended up with this project, in which we took Wendy's single cell training materials that they are available through Galaxy, and we started working on human-made translations on these tutorials. So it's we're working on 3 single cell analysis tutorials, 2 markdown lectures or slide decks, 3 walkthrough videos with subtitles, and 3 doubt videos.
Most of them I've made myself. And Alejandra is our queen of dubbing. So she's been going through all of the videos. But it was really fascinating when we had this idea. We just wanted to test what it would be like to translate something, how much that spiraled, because one tutorial isn't enough to then do something in bioinformatics. So then you actually need a sequence of tutorials, and then you need the supporting materials for those tutorials. So it starts to spiral out of control, all the different things that you need to do to create an entire workshop in this case. We want to assess the efforts that the team are putting in. We have these phenomenal bioinformaticians donating their time to translate materials, and we want to compare them with what's currently available in an automated sense, what is potentially more sustainable, but is it actually useful? We want to really assess this scientifically. How useful is it to have human translation versus automated translation versus dealing with the material in English. And there may be differences there across country. There will definitely be differences across stage in your research career. The higher up you go, the more English tends to dominate. So we want to mathematically and scientifically assess the learning experience across these three different options for accessing bioinformatics materials. So as part of this workshop we're going to put on in November, we're going to randomize participants to the different languages, either English, auto-translated Spanish, or human-translated Spanish, and then intensely survey at the end what their experiences were like during the workshop.
Many of the technicalities do not have translation, and we end up using the English terms. Also, any project of this nature has sustainability challenge issue, because they change, the materials change so fast, and this is no problem when we face automated translation, but it is when you are working with a set of curated, human curated translations.
Markdown environment and a lot of the back end that goes into rendering coded pages to become these beautiful, wonderful tutorials that we can click around. That background information is written in English, but when you're editing it, it just looks like text, like everything does. So some things are for clicking a button where it needs to stay in its original language in English, and some things are concepts or description, and then that can be translated. But following that mix in a text document without necessarily being the expert in that exact tutorial and exactly how it was written and exactly the back-end website programming that goes into it, it makes it very difficult. It means you have to be the expert of that tutorial and speak infinite languages in order to be able to properly translate it without having this issue of what to translate and what not to. So it definitely is a big challenge for the team.
At this moment, we are working on these challenges. We are working on translation. We are about to start assessing the learning experiences, as you said. We're starting this November. And we are approaching this from a trainer perspective, and to see how useful each of the three options were. And also, we are taking this to a number of groups, so we can have enough information to make a well-informed evaluation. Can you tell us a bit more about the future work on this project, Wendi?
Absolutely. So I think you've covered the first 2 points beautifully. The third point that we're looking at is to develop an automated tool that actually works for the field. So it works in a programmed environment in Markdown or indeed in Python if we're thinking big, right? And it would work as well across different languages. So we're focusing on Spanish right now for obvious reasons, and that's why we're at this conference. But we could imagine if we get a system that actually works for bioinformatics, how we could apply it across multiple different languages.
Bueno, entonces voy a terminar invitándolos a unirse a este esfuerzo. Somos lo que estamos llamando el GTN, que es el Galaxy Training Network en español. Y necesitamos conejillos de indias, necesitamos participantes para los talleres, necesitamos que nos ayudes a compartir esta información en redes sociales.
Muchísimas gracias. Yes, please join us. Please join us and support us. We'll be getting information out about the workshop in November soon. So please follow Patty on Twitter, use the hashtag TTNA wherever you can to spread the word and get people involved. And if you're vaguely interested in learning about single cell analysis or even just being a workshop guinea pig, please do come to the workshop in November. That would be very valuable as we can get as many numbers as we can to assess this and how well it's worked out. Thank you very much.
Gracias.